Holy, we finally got the stream going. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast. We're sorry about the late start, 10 minutes late, but we're working on it. We're working on it. We're on, and I think everything's working. So just let us know if the audio's okay in the chat. We'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. Guys, how are we all doing? We all good?
Very good. Yeah. Had a mini heart attack.
I'm exhausted after that. It was so much work.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So Luke's basically streaming his screen rather than actually doing it through.
So there won't be any comments on the. Won't be any comments coming up.
Yeah, it just was not letting us do it, but we're there. We got there in the end.
Unless try clicking a comment, see what happens.
I think it will. It'll just be like a normal.
Oh, it does.
Preview that we get.
Oh, there we go. All right, it does work.
Yeah.
It did have a bad motivator, yes.
So I was given all the moral support.
Thank you. Thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate it. But yeah, I can't see the topics. So I literally can't see it.
Hyperia trains.
Yeah, Hyperia trains have arrived in clear plastic, so no one can see what's going on. They look like Mack trains.
They look like standard Mack trains.
Is anyone expecting anything out of these trains that, you know?
Apparently, they don't have seatbelts.
Oh.
But you couldn't really tell that from the photo.
Have they fitted them?
Apparently
I don't know how anyone's...
But, yeah, even if they're not fitted, they can be retrofitted, so... They could just be waiting to be installed.
Well, they retrofitted Icon, didn't they?
Yeah.
So. I've seen some comments about just little finicky design changes that they've made to them, just to deal with the unique forces and stuff. And it seems to be using the same wheel config, like the wheel compound setup as Voltron, as the ones on Voltron's trains. So I don't know if that's just like a tweak that they've made for all of these trains going forward or anything. But yeah, I mean, at the very least, like the wheel compounds are the same colors as on Voltron's trains, as I've seen in photos.
Joe is requesting that you say Mack trains again, Mikhail. Joe's requesting you say Mack trains again.
What that was even I really took the piss then. Mock trains? No. Mack trains?
Mock trains.
So question, right? People are saying I saw people pointing out that
who's Mill Heil?
Is Millhouse's brother.
No, I noticed people were saying that the restraints were white, but how do we know that they're not just like covered, just
that looks like
wrapping?
it looks like wrapping to me.
The tube looks white, but yeah, it could just be that they are wrapped to protect.
Could just be protection, couldn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean
the chrome underneath.
Where
if they are white, it would look nice, but yeah.
I can't wait for the train to be revealed and everyone go, "Oh, it looks like a Mack train."
It looks like Icon. Shout out to Digital Dan for confusing the hell out of me when I saw the yellow Helix train.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, "What? No way, they've done that." And then I looked at it said Liseberg on it. I was like, fair play.
I want to get back Liseberg.
Yeah, man.
But yes, now they have the trains. Won't be long till testing.
When do you reckon?
Yeah,
next week.
Well, mate, I said in the troop chat, 6
in the
weeks,
next few days.
They've got to be getting them out soon.
The winch is installed. They are actually able to bring the trains up into the shed.
What is the average? Does anyone know what the average time of a coaster getting tested is?
Well, I was just.
I don't know in the UK.
Isn't it so
I was
many
having a
cycles?
conversation with someone the other day.
It's testing hours, I think.
Smiler. It wasn't long that they started testing, like from when they started testing to when they opened the ride.
They weren't it delayed? Like
it was delayed
months.
by a lot. They put people on the Smiler for the press preview, and then it broke down literally halfway up the first lift and just devacked it. And
this is the thing, like the actual testing period is so many hours.
Right.
Yeah, get through that in a week. Right?
Yeah.
But that's not the point. Like with testing, like it's working out all the issues, like whether it's computers,
the
sensors.
So, like Claire said, I saw someone say Smiler was 5 weeks. Yeah, it was something around that, I think.
Yeah.
To test. How many trains does Smiler run? 5? Or 4?
5.
Like that 5?
It has 5 runs.
They've got to run through cycles on 5 trains on way more block sections.
So what the thing is, Nemesis was 8 weeks.
Wow.
And that was a pre-existing coaster. Basically, like it's like almost like for like. So
Scott's asking, does it need a pull through?
I don't.
It depends. Intamin don't do pull throughs really.
Muck.
They just go straight for.
Don't.
But Muck,
Intamin
I don't know if they do.
Intamin definitely do, but Mark.
Yeah, Intamin
Mark,
do.
Mark is the one I'm not sure on.
Yeah, I'm not saying
one of them doesn't. They just go.
Mark.
We know what. We know we've designed it right, and just go.
Well,
send it.
Icon might have done.
Yeah. Claire said, "Let's hope it doesn't look like Minifigure Speedway when it opens."
Oh, Intamin have it Drayton. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Intamin always did. They did with Velocicoaster. They did with Conda. Like they've done it plenty of times. But no, I mean, like when it comes to, I feel like it's case by case basis, even through manufacturers in terms of how long it takes to.
I think every coach is different.
Like, the amount of like the amount of cycles will depend on the thoroughness of the parks. Well, the manufacturer's commissioning and like the parks part that they play in that as well. Because if you look at RMC coasters, they'll test for like 45 minutes and then it's open the next day. And but like it'll depend. I think that with the comparatively speaking, the simplicity of Hyperion's block setup, and the fact that they're only testing 2 trains, the fact that each cycle is going to be relatively short, so they're going to be able to get through cycles relatively quickly. All being well, provided they don't see any issues.
All right. So with it being a shorter layout, Mikhail, do you think it cycles over hours then?
I don't know.
It's hours, yeah. It definitely is
hours.
It's hours, yeah. It's like
physical.
I can't remember the exact one it was now, but it's very similar to what they do in America. I think America is like, is it like
Fury had to do a certain amount of hours after the crack.
I think it's like
it did. Yeah, it did. I remember that now.
Because they were running it full through the night.
Yeah,
night and day. The hours as quickly as possible. They just were testing it 24 hours.
Yeah, it's so many hours. But it's like I say, it's not just down to that. It's what crops up after testing. So
they're talking about, have you seen the photos of the queue line come into shape?
Yeah.
How dire it looks.
It looks like
I mean, it is a building site. It is a building site.
No. But I'm laughing at Joe's comment saying Hyperion will get away with this stylized, not a theme. So as long as the mud is covered in gravel, then it's all good and finished.
I'm just concerned that they've gone for cages. I get it, but also.
So, like, I think going back to Claire's comment about Minifigure Speedway, obviously that was delayed by like a week.
It's open now.
It's open now. We was at the opening. I've done it. Really fun coaster. I love like the whole billboard with the Roxy next to it. But yeah, like it definitely doesn't look finished in certain parts. It's just the landscaping doesn't look finished. And I was having this conversation with someone, and it was like Wicker Man was the same. When Wicker Man opened, it was like a big mud pit, basically. And there's always this focus on like just let the shrubbery grow and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, but
can they not just do something in the meantime to make it look like the best? Like it's when it opens, the best it's ever going to look. Like I just think we can do something with the dirt. You know,
I don't understand what like
grass.
I don't understand why. Parks can't just plant the planting they want. Universal did it for Velocicoaster and made it look like it had been there for years.
Because they like input. Yeah, but then like
they did root up palm trees and keep them in storage somewhere and then plant them back in. But they also planted a whole lot of lower ground foliage around.
Is that not to do with Florida's like climate though? And
I was just going to say, coming from a head greenkeeper of a golf course in Rochdale, the weather in the UK has not been favourable for getting turf down or for even planting anything. It's just rained and rained and rained and rained.
It's like all the
not just England though. Like in general, it's just not something you see with parks. Like a lot of the time.
I think it's just because why. You should go. It's a lot. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper just to plant things and let it grow. Whereas if you actually just bring in things that are already like
I saw a little lemon tree in Costco and it was like £300 just for a little lemon tree. So imagine trying to buy like a bloody sycamore or an oak or something. It'd be ridiculous.
Like,
but also with parks like with Hyperion, that they're basically building it and testing it up to the day that they want it to open. Whereas you look at Epic Universe, they've already put turf down and stuff around Starfield Races. It's not opening for over a year. But because they're not doing any more work really in that area around the ground, they can do it. But with the way that things seem to be being built in the UK, we're building it up until the second it opens. So you couldn't get away with.
You can imagine each instance is unique to itself. Obviously they won't. Like each park will be dealing with different requirements from local council in terms of how they can plant things.
Yeah, Matt
this comment just sums up like this hobby. Like who told you that, Matt? what is their qualification?
Someone at a stand somewhere at Drayton Manor.
It's missing like fake news. What they let everyone build. They let Thought build this massive coaster, but they're like, you want to use?
You have to use seeds.
The Dippin' Dots guy knows all, obviously. What's England's equivalent of the Dippin' Dots guy?
Dippin' Dots guy.
Do you must have heard like American enthusiasts saying that a lot about just like Thuzy narratives being made up like in the community for shit. And it's like, I heard it off the Dippin' Dots guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Who's the UK equivalent?
I don't know. He's put a trusted source, a very trusted source. Oh, okay. Well, let's have a quick say hello to the chat.
Is it the dude who works the cashier at Just Chicken?
Just Chicken cashier. He pressed the button once and it gave him the number, and he like went into a conversation about like what seeds they can use.
The European equivalent
is the rollover hot dog guy. That was a great shout.
Matt said a very trusted source.
Yeah.
It's the last word of that. Okay.
The European equivalent is the churros guy from Fantasyland.
The churros guy.
But yeah.
Believe me, fries. Blackpool.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Like we're booked on to go to Hyperia. We've got a hotel booked and stuff, but I just hope that hope it goes. But yeah, just going back to Minifigure Speedway.
Yep.
I think everyone should go and try it out. It's really fun.
Yeah. So I asked you a question off air. Like, what do you think it's better than Luna Liseberg?
I think it's way more forceful than Luna.
Mm.
Luna's got the advantage of like being in the middle of Gothenburg, so
Yeah.
obviously,
Oh, Windsor's nice though.
yeah, and it's like the highest point as well, isn't it? Like it's literally the highest point. So that's like something you can't really like.
No.
It's a hard one to compare, but going seeing the views like coming down the hill, seeing like over, you can see like London in the background. You know, it's great.
That's
it's basically
nice.
like the views you get when you walk into the beginning at Legoland. And you can, you can on a clear day, you can see you can see like Windsor Castle. You've got a lovely skyline. So it's basically that.
You know what I miss? I missed the view from the Ferris wheel at Chesington. That was nice.
I never did that.
Did you know? That was really nice. You could see everything.
Never did that.
Yeah, you could see everything. It was great.
Oh, on the topic. Oh, Kira just said on the topic of Thorpe. Why Ready Player One? Is that a new movie coming out or something?
Because it's Fort Park. They like to choose an IP that no one's.
I
have
spoken about
heard
for
that
5
Ready
years.
Player 2 is in development.
I also think it's probably what's happened is like a company who like puts out these 4D films have gone to like an IP fair. They did put on this IP fair where you can buy the IP and turn that into an experience, and it's probably just like a really easy one to do. And what they'll do to a lot, a park or a place like Thorpe will go see a list of films and go, we'll choose that one.
It's just clips of the film. Oh no.
Yeah, it's literally just I've not seen it yet, but I've had it explained to me, and it is just that. It's just like clips of.
Ready Player One's a fucking banging movie. To be
It's such a good
It's a good film.
so good.
And it was filmed in Birmingham.
Was it actually?
Yeah, the bit.
actually didn't know that.
Funnily enough, the dystopian bit. When they're out of the VR,
Yeah.
and they've got the crap part, they're like in a shit.
Well, they didn't
part
put Birmingham in
city.
VR. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. They filmed it. We were like round there when they were filming it, and I was like, I can't believe Steven Spielberg is like filming like in Birmingham.
That's boring.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's just see what people are saying in the comments.
Yeah, say hello to some people as well. We've not really said hello to anyone.
Who do you want to say hello to?
Everyone. Say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Someone said they grew up in Rochdale earlier.
All right, cool. Love
yeah.
that person.
Mouse Charger. Oh. Said, who's from Rochdale? I was brought up there.
Oh, me.
Yeah,
You
mate.
got-
I'm there now.
So yeah, next up, Tocqueville 2. We keep this is like the new Nemesis Reborn now. Keep
yeah,
mentioning
Jack.
the new Taran.
If Louis said hi to me.
it.
I was like, don't say hello to me.
Matt said, don't say hello to me now. You've roasted me.
I not roasted you. You just know the role of a hot dog person. That's
No,
all.
we've
it is.
just roasted your sauce.
Matt is the role of a hot dog person.
Matt's just like spreading. Matt's just poisoning the well. He's just like spreading rumors everywhere. Yeah. So Tocqueville 2, we
Yep.
saw testing of it, and something
Something
flying
really
out of
neat.
it.
Something backseat yeeted.
If I get the video, up.
Something wanted the full airtime experience of it.
Yeah. Here it comes. Whee!
So yeah, here we go.
Goodbye.
That has got to be the overspeed test, right? There's no.
You
It
would
looked
think.
insane how quick that went over.
You would think that is just.
Mate.
That is insanely fast.
I hope
So,
they run it like that.
We have confirmation from Tony Clark at Cedar Point. It was a water ballast bag that was not properly secured by the manufacturer during their testing.
Oh, give me
Not part of the guest restraint system.
By the manufacturer.
Zamperla didn't tie it down properly.
So they're blaming it.
Is
yeah,
there any
that
manufacturer that
It's
won't get the
basically
blame with
it's basically
Top
what happened to Sick, but to a
I
whole
was
new
just
level.
about to say, it just remind me of all the water that was coming out of the train on the
That
barrel
was
roll.
hilarious, though. That was like that. That was just so bad. And then I saw some of the footage from the opening day of the press day, and everyone was just like almost pretty much like them test dummies. Like,
Yeah.
freaking insane. Yes.
With Sick though, that was like such a good marketing ploy for them because that went everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't
doing
think
it
it was on
pre-press.
purpose, but
They
like,
didn't do anything about the ride. They just did
Yeah.
that by accident, and it was like, oh, okay.
See, the thing is, that's the thing. Like Thorpe, going back to Thorpe, did do that as a marketing.
Oh, yeah, with the
gimmick
Swarm.
for Swarm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That the tests went wrong and mannequins lost arms and stuff. It's
Yeah, and I
Oh,
That was
shit.
a-
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah,
I full on
remember that.
believed that as well back in like 2012.
That was a
Last year.
different time, weren't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It was a mad time.
I want to get that photo up
pre-billboard.
now, just so I can actually.
But yeah, honestly, with Top Thrill 2, like the fact that they're so close to opening it
Mm.
makes me wonder if that is actually gonna be the like they must have that's hilarious. They must have done enough variable like tests at different speeds now
Mm.
to the point where they're just running laps. You
Yeah.
know, as we were mentioning before,
Getting
just
the
getting
hours in.
just getting testing hours in
Yep.
its operating speed. And from the POV and rider cam video that Tony Clark and the other, I don't know his name,
The chill
like
guy.
that see the point dropped. I mean, like there were like it looked like as it went over the top, as it went over the crest, like it was cresting at that kind of speed as well. Like you could
It did
see
look
them.
pretty quick.
You could see
Yeah,
you could
okay.
see them coming out of the seats on it.
Yeah.
Kind of like this.
You sound like T Express, bro. Speaking of.
The timing of that squeak was
Oh,
I just want to. Can we watch this?
yeah, let's watch this.
oh,
For podcast
yeah.
listeners, we are watching sick test footage.
the sick eject of
That's
its
fucking
water
hilarious.
dummies.
Oh god, it's lagging us.
Yeah, it's all right. Keep going. It's fine. You'll see it eventually.
Got the
Buffer
spin
in.
zone left, currently.
Eventually.
It's just
Oh my
buffering.
god!
Wow.
Someone kept the hamster in Sean's computer.
Yeah.
It's honestly StreamYard. It's just so
Yeah,
bad.
StreamYard is terrible for.
It's just for this. It's
Well-
good in every aspect, except for trying to like
Share
show
your screen. Yeah.
share a screen. Oh my god! All right, we'll come back.
We'll
to
get
that.
You should have just let it. He should have just let it run.
Yeah, we should just watch some test footage. Maybe we should do that one day. Just watch some coasters on the pod. Just watch
Yeah.
along.
You know what we should do for like an hour? It's just like like the random smash or pass RCDB.
Oh, I remember
You-
doing
you,
that.
You find some random coasters on there, like
Yeah,
you
I remember
never look
doing
at.
that with
Most of the
Screw
time,
Loops.
it's just a bloody wacky one.
When Screw Loops first got his dog. I remember me going on his channel for the first time, and it was like, "Let's play
That wasn't
Smash
the
or
one.
Pass," and I was like,
Is that the one? Oh no, there you go.
"Yeah, there you go." Oh my god, they're literally
See,
not on the train.
Like half of them were scored right at the start. One fully drops out and splashes.
Yeah. It's,
wild.
it's insane. I remember
Oh.
doing that game on Chris's channel, and he was like, "Oh, I just need to take the dog out." And for like 20 minutes, I was just on my own on his channel, just like, okay, just live on Screw Loops' channel. Like, yeah, we're going to be going live in a minute, so just it was, yeah, it was an experience.
It's great because if you do like the random RCDB, just
Maybe
in
what we
case
could do
people have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah,
When you go on RCDB,
RCDB,
So
it
obviously,
gives you a
you
random
probably get
coaster.
a random coaster, right? And you just go through it. And the best thing is, like, you'll come across like some random like janky ass coaster in like Shanghai somewhere,
yeah,
and the only POV of it will be theme park review.
yeah, legit. From a
And then-
VHS from like
And then watching the
1997.
theme park review POV with his commentary is like a journey in itself. Then, and it's just like, yeah,
Twisty.
I love that. Like
That's called the Outer Space Flying Car, apparently.
It's a wacky worm.
Oh, there you go. Can you
Oh, look,
disable wacky
another
worms?
wacky worm.
Yeah, oh, that crazy mouse. You're getting flashbacks, Sean.
Harvest time. Oh yeah.
PTSD setting in real slow.
War trauma.
Vietnam flashback.
Sees a wacky worm, he has to hit the deck.
To be fair, I did that. I named, in case you didn't know, I named every coaster. I read out every coaster on RCDB.
How many times did you say roller coaster?
But it took me about 4 hours, I think. And by the end of it, I was going insane. And then Silkstone does he does Exodus and then Hot Like, I just don't know how he did that. Like, that is just some
Watch time is needed, bro. Watch time is needed.
It was insane, but props to Jack for that.
Yeah,
just have him in my mind, just imprinted on my brain. Just no.
I remember doing a 4-hour Wicker Man ride sim stream on Coaster Gen. I was just like, I can't go any more than this. This is crazy. Like,
yeah, and there's people who do it for like 8 hours a day, stream 8 hours.
Like, yeah, but they make money doing it.
I still think it's like an insane job, isn't it? Like, not for me.
No.
So, shall we talk about T-Express?
Yeah.
T-Express.
Yeah.
I got it here.
The retrack. Refurb.
Yeah, I'm on TX.
That's an accurate
Yeah, you sound like you're on T-Express.
For podcast listeners, Mikhail's chair is fucked.
I need a new computer chair. Like, so bad. Let's start a GoFundMe for me to buy a new computer chair.
I don't know actually.
One day, I just want your chair to collapse.
Yeah, like Aaron's table.
Oh, same. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was so.
That's an iconic moment.
While I'm mid sentence as well.
Yeah,
he just texts itself.
Well, yeah, it's like.
So, T-Express, very famous Intamin prefab coaster in South Korea.
South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea.
Wow.
Has had the RMC 208 treatment, so it's been retracked, which is kind of made me a little bit sad because I'll never get to experience it.
Please play this volume.
Form. What did you say? I missed that.
Please play this with volume.
Oh god, yeah.
Here's your warning, headphone users.
Yeah. Go here for some ASMR shopping trolley action.
This is like a bucket list coaster for me.
It is a POV of T-Express. It's going past.
Alright, let's go.
Heading towards Lifton.
Just put the pen time in.
Audio description, mate.
We don't need to watch it all go.
I was going to say me.
Keep going. Come on, you can do it.
You can do it. Come on, YouTube.
We need like holding music.
Sean, you need to bleed that hamster.
Right, listen to this. It's not playing.
Looks
very
really
well.
good, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
really good there.
Oh wow.
Oh, here we go.
Sounds even worse than it is because of the stream.
Well, that's the all I can hear is a wind at the minute.
Yeah, I was about to say.
When it starts getting into like this bit now.
Oh, that.
Especially when it goes underneath. No, that's when you can really hear it.
Sounds like
That's just the instrument
because of the air.
It does sound like the intimate fart from the launches.
Yeah, it does.
And it's only the part before the mid course that got the 208 retrack. This is all just
is that actually?
prefab. Yeah.
I thought it was the entire.
Wait, this ride looks insane. I wanna go on it so bad.
It looks fat, though, doesn't it?
I'm gonna. Oh wait, okay, the other one.
It's
This is great stuff to hear on your morning commute to work, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
In podcast form of just like.
Yeah,
For those
that's
wondering,
alright.
those sounds were not your car.
Yes. The parcel shelf is not loose. Yes. There you go. T-Express. Watch the YouTube
So as you-
video.
so as
Give
you
us a
can
like.
see, it is
Subscribe. See you
coaster.
next week.
El Boulder Toro, basically.
Insane
All the
coaster,
time.
but it does not sound healthy.
It looks
I'm
good,
just-
man. Looks
Yeah,
It does look
literally
good.
That's literally what I think about. I've always thought of T-Express is it's like them two coasters combined. Like all the best stuff of El Toro with a bit of Boulder put in there. But I think
And
that's like literally like what the design was meant to be. But I don't know.
I'm not.
It's like the Pleasure Beach Express.
There's just something about it that's like I'm not 100% sold on it. On
the
Yeah.
retrack or the coaster.
just the ride. Like
Why?
yeah.
Looks good
I-
airtime and speed. Looks great.
it looks really good, but I can't see it being better than El Toro for me. I don't know what like. I don't know if it's just the fact that I'm not really enamored by Boulder's layout
You've not done
from,
it.
from how it
Have
looks.
you been on
how it look-
Boulder though?
From how it looks, like I don't know how to word this.
The thing is with Boulder is like when I did it, it's unlike any other coaster I've done in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
And there's not.
It
I
doesn't.
don't think
look
there's
like
any
an
other.
interesting.
There's no other coasters that I like. I've gone onto it and I've thought like I can't compare it to anything else because
No.
it has like
Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
Like Boulder looks great. I just can't see it being in my top 20, top 15, top 10. Like I can't see it being ranked amongst my top.
If you like
coaster
standing up
personally.
on coasters, then you'll like Boulder. It is literally the definition of that ride.
I
think that could also
thought the
help by
same about
fact that
Phoenix at Knoebels, and it's good. Like I'm gonna like it.
Hmm.
Like I'm talking about my elite coasters though.
Oh
Like
yeah,
how I
no.
rank elite coasters. I don't see Boulder being in there, and
It's
honestly, I
great.
don't see T-Express being in there either. And from what I've heard from friends who have ridden it recently, they feel the same way.
Mm.
They were quite considerably underwhelmed by it.
I was
Like
blown away by it.
El Toro is ranked as high as it is for me because of its speed, and because of it, and because of its strength of airtime, but with just how relentless it feels, like in terms of
I do
forward.
think
I don't get that. I don't get that feeling from looking at any
Yeah.
POV, any off-ride footage, anything that I've been told by people
It's-
about Boulder, including you guys.
Yeah,
Like-
it is like it is the definition of a fun coaster. It doesn't do what El
No,
Toro
100%,
tries to do.
100%,
Like,
100%.
El Toro it tries to murder you. Like it actually has it in for you. Like it doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
it has disdain for the rider.
That's why I rank
Like-
it so
It doesn't like you, which is great because that's. I mean, it's called El Toro, right? It's. I mean,
It's supposed to be.
it's angry.
it's a mechanical bull on full settings in Coaster
Yeah.
4.
I think the night rides I had in it, I've said it before, the night rides I had in El Toro put it into my top 10. But when I first rode it, I don't know if it was just a bad day, but it had not long
Didn't
ago.
quite meet the expectation.
But it was just like, I was like, this feels like it's just pushed it. Like, I was like, just feels like it's being intense for the sake of just like stupid intensity. But then, like, as it was getting faster through the day and it warmed up, it felt like it had smoothed out a bit for me. But yeah, but they're on the two. You can't even compare them two rides. They're completely different.
No.
I'd say like
they look
Yeah.
completely different in approach. Like the only similarities they look to seem to hold is the fact that they're the same ride model.
Yeah,
But like they look like they have completely different natures. They look to achieve completely different things, and that's completely fine. I just feel like I'm going to have a preference towards the one that's more relentless feeling.
I just think
I don't seem to get that from T-Express's layout either.
I went into Boulder not feeling like it was going to be a special coaster to me. Like I'm really like I'd done Colossus at Hyde Park.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that. I was like, I don't think it's not going to be better than Colossus. Surely not. Like Colossus is a monster, you know. And then I did it, and the reason I loved it so much is because I've just not experienced that kind of airtime before.
It's something else.
It's the weirdest airtime. It's like,
I think I'm gonna love Boulder for what it is and for how fun it is. But I know this is a steel coaster, so but just stay with me. Sean, you remember that night ride we got on Smiler in October, like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
You remember how relentless that felt?
That was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That like Smiler is ranked for me as highly as I have it ranked. I can't even remember where I have it ranked, but it's ranked as highly as it is in my rankings because of that ride.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Smiler's fun regardless. Like for me, anyway. I know a lot of people feel like it's, you know, getting too rough to enjoy or whatever. I enjoy it at any time, but like if not for that ride that we got, it would not be ranked as high. Like just objectively speaking, it would not be ranked as high as it is for me. And it's because of how furious that that ride, like it showed me its full capabilities.
Yeah.
If I were to get something like that on Boulder, which at the moment, just being completely transparent, I don't think I'm going to get, then I would rank it. Then I would feel like I would expect more of it, and I feel like there's a potential for it to be ranked higher. But I don't see it. Right. I could very well be wrong by the time I get to ride it.
I hope you do get to ride it.
Please prove me wrong.
What shocked me with Boulder was the first drop. Like it was just literally you see it from the motorway when you're coming into Gothenburg, and then like you see it in the park and you think it's not gonna do much that. But literally from the moment you leave the chain and you take the turn, you're out. You see.
No, it was like. It's weird as well because like Claire's nailed this. It's like Boulder's so fucking weird. Why is it so slow but so yeet?
See,
and it's like you're going so slow, and you're like, why am I like out of my seat? Like what is going on? Like I don't.
Triangle Hills. They are like pretty much Triangle Hills. It's crazy.
It's like Phoenix at Knoebels.
Yeah.
It's like the return run on Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point. You don't feel like you're going particularly fast, but the hills, and I mean, in the case of Phoenix, it's just buzz bars with no seatbelt, so you're not really restrained by anything. But like the shape of the hills is what's fucking, you know, yeeting you out of the seat, not the speed of it. I need both.
Just do it.
But yeah, no. I think Boulder and T-Express. I think they're both. I think they'll both be really, really fun. And on a trip to Japan, like I'd still think it's worth, you know, slapping on like a little side mission to Everland to go ride it. Like I definitely think it's worth doing that because it's such a storied coaster and it's so far away that you're not going to do it in any other under any other circumstances. But yeah, I'm personally not expecting for it to be highly ranked for me.
Stop being a hater.
Yeah, stop being a Boulder hater.
All right,
I can't wait. Like
that's my hating segment. I'll stop hating now.
Right, now that hate's out of the way.
Yeah, now the hate's out of the way, let's talk about things we hate.
Yeah,
that's a good segue.
Oh yeah, no, let's it was a good segue. Let's sack that. We're not talking about that now. Let's move on to our topic.
So, Iron Menace at Dorney Park has released that it's going to be a 1.2.
Yeah,
American, so 48 inches because 48 inches. They don't like to use meters.
I feel like I think we were saying before the show. It feels like there's a lot of like coasters that traditionally would be 1.4. Like a taller requirement is coming down.
Yeah,
more,
across
the board. You know, do you think this is just like a Is this just technology moving on and being like
Yeah.
smaller people can literally like ride this now?
Yeah, I think the technology in harness and I think
the design of it.
coasters have got more like comfortable as well over the years, like the genuine seat setup and the restraint setup. Like since it's just been. Go on, what are you saying?
I also imagine a lot of the reason we're getting a lot of coasters now with lower height requirements is changes in the safety requirements because of body development. Kids nowadays are going through puberty a lot younger.
Yeah, that's a good point.
On average.
Yeah.
So their bodies are actually becoming a bit more developed because a lot of harness design requires you to have strong femur because you can put a lot of force on the femur before it breaks.
Right.
And a lot of the height requirement is actually to make sure that your leg and body is in the correct position for the restraint to hold you. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of kind of restraint design and seat design has changed. It's become a lot better, a lot more accommodating.
I think I do think it's that amongst a lot of other what's the word? Like, I don't want to say discoveries, but like just outcomes of continued R&D, like in in seat and restraint ergonomics and yeah, to your point, Luke, just improvement in layout design, making elements and transitions into and out of elements more comfortable for people. And then just providing a better like having more openness and free and allowable freedom within the body while still being restrained at the most critical points on the body. Contributing to an overall better ride experience as well. Like I think that has allowed manufacturers to come up with a, quite frankly, more universally acceptable restraint. You see how many manufacturers are coming up with the same over-the-shoulder lap bar now.
Yeah.
Designed a little bit differently to make it more distinguishable to the manufacturer. Like the same thing is being done from manufacturer to manufacturer now because they're finding it works the best.
And people always say when they get on the comfy coaster,
I think both of your points, amongst others, cover it. And then I also just think that like parks are wanting more like younger kids and smaller kids to be included in these thrill coaster experiences as well.
Yeah, from the get. Yeah.
Like from a park's point of view, if you can build like a solid thrill coaster, a solid big intimidating thrilling coaster,
Iron Menace for example,
where some kids like anyone from a young child to a grandparent can ride it, and you have everything. Then you have something that's inclusive for the entire all your demographic, from everyone from top to bottom in families to young groups to like young groups of teenagers to young adults to older. Like you include everybody in who can ride that and enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's like at the very least very considerably dictated by parks as well as a requirement.
Yeah, and it should be because it gets more people in
just
the
as
park.
much as the manufacturer.
Yeah, it'll bring more people to the park. Like if you've got someone who's tall enough to ride Iron Menace, for example, they're going to go on everything else that's tall enough to go on there. All right, there might be a couple of rides they can't go on, but they can go on the big new one, and that's huge. That's huge.
That's big.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of kids that have never been able to ride a dive coaster, and now this is the first one they're gonna be able to get on.
A coaster of that extreme. It's quite an intense coaster for 1.2. Like it's good.
Yeah.
Mine Train last year was 1.2, wasn't it? I think. I don't know. 1.3 now. I can't remember. Mine Train Balance Hours. But yeah, it's just like that to that. It's a bit different. But it's cool. I like it. I hope they do more of it. I hope, especially the big guys like B&M and Intamin, and I hope they implement it more to the bigger coasters, especially. We need more rides, more people can go on, and parks can market.
There's been some comments saying that B&M adjusted either the seat or the restraint in a certain way for the two family wings, Mandrill Mayhem and the one at Legoland in Germany as well.
Yeah, the Mythical, yeah.
And then have been able to just use that same adjustment on Iron Menace to be able to bring the height requirement down. I don't know what they did, but
I find the seats between Mandrill and Swarm so similar. I can't actually figure out what they did to reduce the height requirement on it. But thankfully, apparently they've made a change to Swarm this season.
Yeah.
The vests not being able to get tighter and stay tighter throughout the ride. So by the end, you actually still can breathe.
Yeah.
That's good.
I wonder if a lot of it's just down to the fact that they can also like use more cleverer computer programs to calculate things and be like, actually, does it need to be 1 point? Or will it just being like on the conservative end of the scale to be like, okay, but they can actually accurately like calculate things as well now. Where they're like, does it actually have to be that? So they might not even have to do that much to change something. They just can like really look into it.
Claire, do you mean the seats on Swarm? Not the the seats on Swarm and Mandrill Mayhem, like one's narrower than the other. You said the seats are narrower.
Mandrill might be narrower, yeah.
Which would mean less gap between
less side to side movement.
Yeah.
That could be it. But
yeah. Okay. Next up, we have. What do we have? That's it. Main topic.
Theme park letdowns.
Now it's back to hating.
I think our biggest letdown was StreamYard letting us down.
StreamYard let us down. Good night, Streamlabs to the rescue.
All my homies hate StreamYard.
Old school Streamlabs there. Streamlabs. Hero, Hero was pretty bad, wasn't it? Yeah, I agree with Sam. Let us know in the chat. We'll read your theme park letdowns as well. I was actually struggling at one point with this earlier today. I was like, I can't think like last time I felt let down, but then Sean piped up and went Black Mirror, and I was like, yeah, Black Mirror was pretty bad. That was a letdown. I queued up a bloody long time for that as well.
Yes, we did.
Just to get shouted at because I was going completely the wrong way all the time. And it was just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the idea of it's cool, but it just execution was like wayward. And it was
with that, I also went, oh yeah, I had a couple. Ironically, both from Thorpe. One being Black Mirror. It was a cool concept, just it didn't hit the ground.
It didn't hit. Honestly. No, it's a good idea. It's just it's just not good.
But
execution, as they would say on FIFA.
One that I was really hoping would like go well was Ghost Train, Darren Brown's Ghost Train. Because it was such a cool concept.
The original one.
Both, in what was Darren Brown's and the new version that they've done now that they've removed VR.
Right.
Because the VR, when it worked, was really cool. And the ride system, everything, it was just a really cool concept. But they went with a new piece of tech that wasn't really designed to be used in the way they were trying to use it.
Yeah.
And it let it down and just constantly had issues throughout like its entire life. But then with the new reimagining for just Ghost Train, again, they could have done so much with it. And there was just so many kind of spaces where there's just no theming. It's just blank walls. And it's very dependent on the actor you got going through as well, how well they can deliver the script, and it just ended up like with just coming off really flat.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It did, but I think what was it was a letdown when we did Darren Brown's, and then it was like it wasn't.
Apart from our breakdown, the breakdown
when the
great.
VR went off and we literally broke down and we did the whole end sequence, sat down in the chair watching the actual train do it, was like that was cool. But
so with when we had that breakdown and they stayed in character and were interacting with us, that acting was a lot better than what they have in there now.
Oh, for God's sake!
So it's like they were just ad-libbing in the moment because of a breakdown, and it was great. But the actual new
the fact that you just shouted "subcore forever" might have sparked that.
I've gone forever.
Forever. What did you say? And it just came over to you and just giving you grief for about 10 minutes. I'm just sat there laughing my head off. It was great.
So a few people in the chat saying Orion at Kings Island, which I will agree with.
Really?
Not to say that I didn't like Orion, but it does nothing that Diamondback doesn't already do.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Diamondback is better at being a hyper than Orion is at being a giga. Like,
wow.
It's also better at being a hyper than Orion is than at being a hyper.
I was gonna say. I literally said as soon as you said Orion, I was like the hyper coaster.
Yeah, like it's fine, like it's fine. But what makes Fury 325 so special is how much better it utilizes its speed.
Yeah.
By giving you that drop and then staying relatively closer to the ground, and giving you like really low to the ground turns, fast transitions, things like that. Yeah, Orion doesn't do any of that.
Right.
Apart from maybe one speed hill after the turnaround. The drop's awesome. But after that, it's just kind of like, okay, like.
Is it ever? I'm just getting triggered looking at his chat. It's just really annoying.
There's a lot of like, wow, okay.
But that's not.
I think everyone's getting triggered by.
That's not necessarily to say that I was let down by it, because I didn't really have high expectations of Orion anyway. What I will say, I was let down, but one that I was definitely let down by, because I was definitely expecting more from it. Storm Chaser.
Oh.
At Kentucky Kingdom. I was expecting that to, with how much that got hyped up by American enthusiasts and stuff. I was expecting that to be, especially after how much I loved Twisted Timbers. I was expecting Storm Chaser to be even better than that, because people were saying it was just like, it's like the airtime's strong as all hell, like it's unbelievable, never ridden anything like it or anything like that. And I got on it and it was like, okay, time traveler. Twisted Timbers is definitely better than this. I tried again. I didn't know if it was just running slowly or whatever. And a couple people were saying it was. But it's fun, but the airtime just didn't hit for me the way that Twisted Timbers did. And then when I went back to ride it last year, it was a little bit better, but still kind of the same. I was like, yeah, this is not as good as everyone makes it out to be.
I just need to go into Bart's, because Bart was talking about Shambhala, and
what
he's saying that the whale is still broken. Seen work it twice since its opening.
Wait,
with me and Joe probably done not Shambhala.
That's Symbolica, not Shambhala.
Symbolica.
There was a bit of Shambhala talk in there.
I'm coming to that in a minute. Like Rob is like, I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. But no, like Symbolica. Me and Joe have done it countless times, probably like over 20 times. We've been 3 times. You do it all the time. Worked every single time I've done it. So Bart must just be super unlucky. It's like, yeah, well, it's never not worked for us. It's really weird. Every time we've done Symbolica, everything has been working, which is really bizarre. Yeah, this is really weird.
I've
but
just
yeah,
thought of a letdown quickly.
RCT Limits was saying that he was underwhelmed by let down by Shambhala and Taran.
I feel like he's just.
I know a few people. I know a few
he's
people
trying
who were
to-
let down by Taran.
You
He's
can't
trying
buy
to get a
taste.
reaction.
I just don't think you can buy taste in a day. And I don't blame you for like not
DLC.
realizing how good it is. It's just just like I say, you
No,
can't buy taste.
My letdown from going to Liseberg the first time and then the second time and having the dinner buffet, looking forward to the spinach and ricotta tortellini.
Oh
and
no!
they didn't have it that second
Oh,
time.
that's a letdown.
That was a fucking letdown.
That's a letdown.
And anyone that had it, it was good.
It was.
It wasn't there.
No way. That's
Another one for me. And Luke, please don't hate me for this. Galaxy's Edge. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
All right, thank you so much for watching. Good night. All right.
To this day, I don't know what it is.
Did you spend enough time there? Because you don't spend time at Disney parks. You literally pop in and pop out.
Going for an hour.
That's a very good point.
It's like
No. That's a very good
swings
point.
and then leave.
Because it was part of a 3-park day
No,
that we
Jesus.
started.
God.
That we started the day at Hollywood Studios. To be
It
fair,
takes about an hour to walk into the
no,
Disney
no.
parks.
Listen to me.
Genuinely.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Brian.
I was like my expectation for Galaxy's Edge was to be instantly like blown away by my first walkthrough of it. And I don't know what it is about that. To this day, I don't know what it is about this place, but it just didn't hit me the same way that Pandora did the
Really?
first time I walked into that place.
Wow.
Pandora hit me before I even got to the floating rocks.
Can I just interject here and
Right.
just say, like, I watched, like, Coaster Bot just released a really good video about nature in theme parks and like the part it plays. And like, it was a really good point that I never really thought about with Pandora, especially, is that the theme of that land is nature. And it's like, it's really worth going to watch it. But it's explaining sort of like nature is
I feel like
attraction.
you will have said something that I've already felt about.
But I mean, I've never thought about
nature and landscaping and
Yeah.
we're human beings. We feel connected to nature.
And it's like, so
Connected to
nature
lightsabers.
is inherently like an attraction
Inherently.
itself. So people will go just to go to like walk around nature. We'll go and visit like natural like phenomenons and stuff. So like,
Why do you think national parks are so renowned like around the world?
So Pandora kind of hits the nail on the head, because you don't need to be a fan of the movies to enjoy that place, because it is based on like nature. Like, even though it's like a different form of nature and a lot of it's fake, it's like you got real bits of nature combined, which is easy to like. I think most people can love Pandora, whereas Galaxy's Edge is like, I think I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, but I could appreciate that area. But it is like, it's kind of like a desert-y type of planet. Like it's not going to hit everyone the same way.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a like a die-hard, like the biggest Star Wars fan ever. But I am a Star Wars fan, and I had preconceived notions about Galaxy's Edge in my head, and I had really high expectations for different viewpoints, for seeing the Falcon for the first time, seeing the petrified rocks, the marketplace, obviously Rise of the Resistance, which is a whole separate thing. But I'm just talking about the area itself. I found myself walking around and saying, this place looks awesome, but there's something just like I'm just not connecting. I'm just not feeling connected to it, and I don't know why. I can't explain it. like the way I felt connected to Pandora, like you just broke down, is very valid. But I was expecting that kind of feeling in Galaxy's Edge, and I just didn't get it as much.
I don't know.
I do need to go back though.
Yeah,
because the whole thing about not spending enough time in it is not spending enough time in it is very valid. Because even though it is the park that I spent the most time in that day, I still need like a whole afternoon and evening in there to really just soak it all in and really take in all the details.
That's what we did when the first time we were there.
I didn't feel like I acknowledge that I need to go and do that. But
yeah,
I mean, like I just went back to Walt Disney World in November, and I don't feel bad for missing it.
Yeah, I think like with the first time we did it, like we were in there for like 2 hours, just walking around, seeing what's going on. Had something to eat. Like the food's amazing in there. It's one of my favorite places in Disney to like. To be honest, like that. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but the canteen place.
The Docking Bay 7,
Docking Bay 7.
Yeah, so good. Like, and yeah, just going around and just seeing all the characters and the interaction and like just really just watching. Like, that's what I love. And that to me, it just felt like such a real area. Like there was just stuff going on everywhere, and I think
Star Wars Galaxy. It
felt like one of the most immersive places I've been in personally.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm gonna say for me, when we say like a letdown, it means like you've put something quite high up there.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's not met your expectations.
Which is why
yeah. So there's not many places for me that I've done that with. One of the big ones I've said before was Hyperion. Expected a lot out of that. I looked at that coaster, I looked at the layout, and I was just like, it ticked a lot of my boxes in terms of what I like in a coaster. And I had multiple rides on it, and it just didn't hit it for me, unfortunately. I have been told that it was like running pretty bad the time I was there. Like it wasn't running the best. I don't know why, but that was a big one for me. And I'd say like there's coasters that I've gone to like thinking this is a pointless coaster. For example, like at Hershey Park, Candemonium. I thought it was like the most.
Yeah, I've heard about
that. Was like the most. Like, I didn't even have any expectations for it, and it just like didn't even meet the low expectations I had for it. So bad. I was like, this is a pointless. Like, well. It's not pointless because it looks nice off ride. That's the only good thing about it is it improves the entrance, like the turnaround at the front and stuff. It looks cool, but like as a ride experience, it's just so like it's such a massive miss.
I fucking like I did have high expectations for Candemonium when it was being built and when it tested. Like I was thinking this is Mako 2.0.
Yeah,
like that's what it looks like, and it's similar height, same length trains. Like the hills all have the same profiling, and then to hear everyone talk about like all the myriad of different things like that that make it not even compare. I was like, oh well, all right,
yeah,
forget about that one. Man.
It was just like it could have like elevated that park. I mean, that park is a great park anyway. Like the coaster line that they have on there is like really flipping good.
Yeah.
But like if Candemonium had like been what it's meant to be, it would have like changed that park as well, and it would have been like even better. And unfortunately, they just have this coaster that is like got the biggest flipping queues the entire day as well. Because it's like right at the front of the park. It's just like trimmed. Like it was just. I'm never like. I always moan about Mako's trim. Like right, it's not that bad, but like Candemonium is just like it's trimming for no reason. It's literally trimming for no reason. Like at least the Mako one, I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand. Like you are going at some speed. Still don't think it needs it. But I can kind of understand it in a way. Yeah, Candemonium. Don't matter if it's like start of the day or there's no monitoring of it. It just trims you for no reason.
Yeah,
that was just ridiculous.
not so unfortunate.
My biggest letdown is probably like not getting on Fury.
Fighting that happened there.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
I'll tell you what then. One of my letdowns was we went to LA, but we didn't go to Universal Studios. Like we went,
Really?
so we went on a day trip to LA from Vegas when we was in Vegas, and literally drove past it. I could see Hogwarts. I could see. Bear in mind, I've not been Florida yet, so I didn't know what it was like. But
Yeah,
knowing that I was that fucking close.
to your first Universal experience.
Literally, like drove past the Minion. I mean, you can't get any closer than that. And it was like, looking back on it now, I think, oh, if only we would have spent, like it was so close, like 4 hours away in Vegas. Could have spent a couple of nights there and just gone.
The first time I went to California, we got a shuttle bus. We booked a shuttle bus up to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and it picked up somebody who was staying in a hotel nearby. Like pretty much next door to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Oh no!
That's how close I've gotten. To
so it's not me. It's not just me then. It's not just me. With all due respect, it's not just me. That's good.
I've heard from a lot of people it's not that great though. Like
it will be.
I'm not losing much sleep over it, but a lot of people are waiting for them to open that Fast and Furious coaster before actually going.
Joe, this is a big one on our trip. Was Wildcats Revenge was a huge fan. We opened the day after we visited. So yeah, they like announced it the day we was there. We was like waiting around. We was like, oh, it could open, and some of the staff were like, it might open. We don't know. And then it went live on their social medias. The
day it opened was the day it's not even like you were just at a different park. Like in Pennsylvania on the day it opened, where you were literally driving down to, was it Six Flags America? Okay, or did you just go straight?
No, it was going to King's Dominion.
Yeah, so it's not even like had you switched around park days, you would have got it on the day. Like you were already planning to drive down to Virginia.
Like we tried to, because literally we had a beer. We were sat. I'm not kidding you. We were sat like at the entrance. There's like a little bar by the entrance of Wildcat, and we was watching it, and we were like, let's just have a beer. Sat down and we was talking about it, and as we're doing it, like it just pings up on my phone. Because I'd turned on notifications on all their socials, because it was like, if it comes up, it's like parents as well. I'd put on notifications to see if like it would pings up. We're happy to announce tomorrow we're reopening Wildcats Revenge. And we're sitting there.
That's fucked. That is fucked.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we tried to work.
I would have found the marketing office just bang on the door.
Yeah,
open it now.
What are you playing at?
We spent about.
I am.
We spent about 20 minutes trying to work out, like looking at hotels and being like, okay, how much more is it going to cost?
Man.
It's like, you know what? We could actually stay there. We could actually like do like a morning there, and then
drive down
Dominion, and then but then it would have cost us like so much more money to do it that way. I can't remember why, but it was like not worth it.
Yeah.
That was a big letdown for us. But that's one of them things where it's not really the park's fault. It's not really anyone's fault, really. It's just the way it is. So.
Yeah. Oh, letdown for me actually. My first time at Disneyland Paris last March when Big Thunder Mountain was down for maintenance. That was.
Oh, that must have been
Hiker was.
Did you eventually get on it on that trip? Or
not that one?
No.
The previous one I did.
It was down. It was planned maintenance the entire.
Oh,
time.
mate,
yeah.
We got literally like second to last ride on the previous trip of the day, and it was freaking insane.
So Indiana Jones and Disneyland Paris, almost always down. And it's so hurtful, not the thing to do really when visiting.
No, I avoid it now. It's so rough. Like it is the
Really?
loop's great.
Really?
The loop's fun because it's so quick. You don't even know you've gone through it. But it's because it's like straight, really horrible turn, straight, dip, horrible turn. Then it drops. When it actually drops into the loop, it's like a nice curved profile drop into the loop and then out. Then it's just another straight turn into a janky ass turn into the brakes, and it's not comfortable at all. I can't believe they ran it backwards. I wouldn't even want to know what that felt like. That's insane.
Bad news, Luke. Claire adored Universal Studios Hollywood.
I'm sure you did. I will be getting out there. I will be getting out there in a couple of years.
Said Jurassic World made her cry. Oh God!
Now
Now we have
Edge made me cry. Watch my vlog. Watch my vlog of me getting off Rise of Resistance. My eyes are just like.
Their Jurassic World redo of Jurassic Park River Adventure.
River Adventure,
like in its own right.
Amazing.
Like it looks awesome.
Can I just say, like, Velocicoaster didn't let me down.
Whoa!
But it kind of did in a way. It kind of let me down a little bit.
Why?
I think that was the only time that I've been caught up in like
the hype.
Like most of the time, I can
probably definitely no pun intended, except kind of intended, but the universal hype.
Yeah.
How it was so universally.
Yeah,
but I think what that played a lot into that as well is that it was a massive topic through lockdown.
Yeah,
it was not covered. Lockdown that was going on. You know what I mean? So, and then obviously when we saw everyone go into the opening day, and we couldn't even pay to go to that, like to even travel. We just couldn't get there. And then everyone going there and having great. I don't know. I think what I expected from it was to be like a life-changing experience, and I did it, and I was like, well, I've done a lot of coasters similar to this, and it wasn't until like probably my fifth ride in it, and then when I got a night ride where I started to be like, let go of them then I don't know them notions I had before, and just enjoyed it for what it was. And then I started like really enjoying it, and that's where I'd say it got like up there for me, because I had some just really amazing rides on it. But when I first did it, I was kind of like, I don't know. I expected, what it was because I'd avoided doing watching POVs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there to be. Everyone kept going on about theming and stuff, and I was like, actually, like, there's not really any theming going on. I've said this before. I was like, everyone keeps going on about Jurassic.
No, don't say any. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, no. Don't do that.
Seconds
not
out,
as
round
much.
one.
It's like a box.
It's not as much as you were expecting. Don't try embellish it. It's not even themed. There's no theme. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But what theming is there though? Come on.
Teeth.
This is like three. There's three raptors that don't move.
Raptor paddock.
They don't move. They're just there. They're just like statues.
The paddock.
Are you on about in the queue line?
The entire raptor paddock is theming and input into the story in itself. Like, say what you about the second half.
Raptors that kind of growl at you, like, it's cool, but it's not like, I mean.
So what? Are we going to ignore all the rock work in there, the paddock walls, like?
There's not that much rock
the
work,
lights,
man.
The watchtower that swirls around at night, like.
Mikhail, what you're doing is what I wanted to do when you said Galaxy's Edge. I'm just throwing that out there. You're this close from getting a force choke, bro. Like, I'm just saying.
I didn't say Galaxy's Edge wasn't themed. I didn't say there was no theming in there.
It was an example.
I just don't think it was. I just don't think like the actual coaster experience itself. Apart from
Matt said Sean was expecting actual living dinosaurs.
No, I
was with you like the entire way because I get it. Like it was universal. It was universally like praised and worshipped and stuff. And there are other coasters that do individual things better than Velocicoaster does. Definitely. There are coasters that are more intense. There are coasters that have more aggressive force switching. There are coasters that have stronger airtime. There are coasters that are better themed. There are, like, I'll be completely real about that. But like, to say it has no theming, to say it doesn't have any theming is just.
I didn't say I didn't have any theming. I said
you literally said you didn't have any theming.
No, but compared to like what everyone bigs it up to be, when people talk about Velocicoaster, it's almost like they're describing like Fly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that's a different level. Like, it's just a completely different level.
No, I agree with that.
Take anything away. I'm not saying that takes anything away from Velocicoaster. I'm just saying, like,
the location of Velocicoaster is part of it.
Paddock, like, was like a letdown. Like, when you're going through that first,
like, if it doesn't move you the same sort of way that it does someone like me or someone else, that's completely fine.
Yeah,
like I just broke down with Galaxy's Edge. It didn't move me. Like,
I just don't
think that it moved Luke.
I just don't think, like, when people
that's fine.
hang on about the theming of it, I don't think that's what people mean. I think that obviously I think people mean like the setting of that coaster. Again, like a lot of good coasters.
Yeah,
like,
the location of Velocicoaster.
The location of it when you go over the top hat, for example, when you're seeing insane view.
Yeah,
get that, and that was the one. That was the thing when at night that got for me. But I think the rest of it, like, it just wasn't what I was expecting.
It was a reaction of, yeah, it's great. But
I thought it would be
change my life.
I thought it would be like, don't get like, I'm talking about this. It's still like, I'm trying to see where it is. It's number 13 on coasters on my top 10. When I first did it, it was actually like in the top 6 because I think like recency bias or whatever. Yeah. But it's kind of like dropped down a little bit. Maybe when I go and do it again, it will probably pop up again because that's what normally happens. But when it got there, I was expecting it to be better than loads of other coasters I'd done by like miles, but it was like by about that much. I was like, that was what it was for me. I think
that's fine.
Yeah,
that is fine.
I'm trying to think if Hagrid's had a bit of a knockdown on me.
I just I feel like people jump out the window with praise and adulation, and then people jump out the window with like just not disrespect, but like just downplaying, which isn't really due to the ride itself. It's due to how everyone else bigs it up.
But it's not that.
Not necessarily saying that's what you're doing.
I think I would go the opposite and say it's about managing your own expectations, and that's something I do. I hate the phrase like it's overrated. I'll never say something is overrated. Because who's overrating it? If loads of people say this is the best coaster I've ever done, that's not overrated because it's everyone's opinions are so different to each other's. And if you didn't enjoy it as much as someone else,
everyone's
now make that overrated.
Everyone's preferences.
Well, here's one though.
Well, I had a ride when I went in November. I had a ride on it. I'd met up with a friend of mine. It was her first time at Islands. Her first time, riding Velocicoaster a bunch of times. We had a ride on it. We had, I think it somewhere close to the back row. I don't think it was quite back row, but it was somewhere close. I was on the right side. She was on the left. I don't need to tell anybody how much I love that thing. But we got onto a brake run. I was obviously like, that was so amazing. That was so awesome. I loved every minute of it. She was sat there like it
Nope.
Nope.
Sat there for a long time.
I'll just make a point quickly though. Like you were saying, like not everyone's got the same like feel for Velocicoaster, but that is the best coaster that I have ridden. Like there's loads that I haven't ridden that you have, Sean, for example, and it's like I haven't got them experiences. Like Ayanguazi, for example, I haven't got that experience yet, but I will experience that, and I think it will probably rank higher than Velocicoaster, but because it just does so much more. In terms of the intensity of it. I believe in my head. My expectation is just whenever I do, since I did so many rides a couple of years ago in Florida, my expectation with any new attraction is don't have any. And I did it with Curse as well. And I know that might sound bad to people, but I had no expectation. I didn't mind Jewel. I didn't mind it as the haunted house. But I was like, okay, this will be pretty cool. When we got there, and then there was all the actors, and Dave stayed. The fog in the queue line, that stayed. And I was just like, this is just amazing. And then we went through the ride. I was like, I didn't have any expectations for it. I didn't think it was going to blow me away. I didn't think it was going to be shit. It was just like really solid. And Hagrid's was that. It was really solid, fun, interactive, and just immersed you in this world of Harry Potter, which was brilliant. Like, Gringotts let me down a little bit. I felt like it could have done potentially a little bit more. And but looking back on some of them experiences, because there were so many bang, 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 bang in a row, it was like, how do I take anything away from anything that I did without actually having chance to think before jumping onto the next ride during that situation? So I was just like, sometimes ride expectation can be just because you haven't ridden certain different experiences, but Velocicoaster to me is the most. Velocicoaster and Helix are the most like out there experiences of rides that I've ridden in terms of coaster wise, and that's why I rank them so high for me personally. Where you guys have ridden fucking hundreds, you know, different RMCs, Intamins, like prefabs, like, you know, like all the stuff. So it's like sometimes people can just like something because it's the only thing decent they've ridden. So I think sometimes.
Well, no, I mean, there's loads of people like that. That's one of the things where with Velocicoaster, for example, I thought it like there's so many people who have done pretty much most coasters around, all types of coasters.
Yeah,
and it was unanimous. And I get why it was unanimous, because it's a great coaster. You can't say it's a bad coaster. The fact that it's at number 13 for me is
internet tried to cancel me.
It's Galaxy's Edge controversy, mate.
I mean, the freeze frame that happened was brilliant.
Yeah,
you were just staring lovingly at the camera.
And the fact that you just said we just sat there.
yeah,
that's what it was like.
It was the best one. But I do like how I've triggered a few people in the chat with my Velocicoaster hate, even though it's not hate, because I clearly like the coaster. I just don't think, for me, it didn't hit as much as I thought it was going to hit.
I'm going to cry into my tattoo hat after this.
Which is fair.
Which, is absolutely fair.
One that I'll say, not about the coaster itself, but about its operations.
Oh.
Iron Gwazi's operations are fucking egregious. I didn't have much. I didn't have much expectations about that going into it, because I'd heard all the talk from everybody else about how bad operationally it is.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because so I know what to expect.
And it's not just I said this on the day that I wrote it.
Right.
I said this in our chat on the day that I wrote it, and on the subsequent days after that. It's not just the lackluster crew members. It's the way the ride's been programmed as well. That thing was not set up for success operationally at all. It's programmed like it takes fucking 15 to 20 seconds to park up properly in the station before they've even opened like the restraints for people to get out. and then on top of that, obviously RMCs are finicky as it is in terms of getting the restraints open, having to get everybody to keep them open before doing their checks, get the seatbelts. Like the thing is, like, you do your seatbelt, but don't pull the restraint down, because it has to like they have to all go down together. I can't remember the reason why. But then on top of that, the fucking the operations crew don't do anything to help themselves in an already dire situation, because they're just they are like, in terms of a major flagship roller coaster at a notable, regional notable theme park, which has the pull of like to draw people from all over the country.
And the world. I'm going.
And the world.
Yeah.
It's your flagship ride. It's your flagship roller coaster. It's arguably one of the most like highly renowned coasters on planet Earth.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you getting away with your operations crew being so lackluster, so unbothered, so uncaring to actually move people in and out of the trains and get trains out of the station? It got to there was a couple of
this is speaking from next ride up as well. Just to let
there was a couple of operators that they'd check a restraint and then they're spending like half a minute chatting shit with the person in the seat whose restraint they've just checked, and the guest is just looking at them like, can you just check the rest of the restraint so we can go, please?
Wow. Well, that's down to management as well, though, isn't it?
So the queue line has a, this, Sean, the queue line has a few switchbacks in it before you get to the air gates. A station wait can still be in half an hour fucking queue. What is that about?
That's mad.
Because of how slowly they move. The platform attendants are chatting shit with people in the train who are waiting to go, chatting shit with people in the air gates. I saw some woman leave their the little clutch bag that a lot of women have, like, leave that on the side. The operators have got it over their shoulder. They're prancing around with it. I'm like, am I being punked? What is that? What is actual?
You know what the maddest thing about that is as well is that, like, what annoyed me about Iron Gwazi. The thing is with Iron Gwazi, when we went, it was walk on all day, which is very lucky. But so I didn't encounter any of them issues. But like, what is it like? They make you put your stuff in a locker, but then like, oh, but there's also a little pouch under your seat that everyone leaves shit in. And then that's like a whole thing in itself. You got to explain that to people. And then like people can take small bags on. Or, like, it's just like, it's all or nothing, guys. Like, if you're going to make everyone put shit in your lockers, like it's like any other place, like all your other rides, you know what? Bush was really bad for that, because like, I mean, I've told this story before, but even on Mon 2, right? I had my phone in my hand and they wouldn't let me put it in the baskets. I put my phone in the basket. They went, no, you can't put it in the basket.
Yeah, you gotta hold it.
I was like, you gotta hold it. I was like, what? Can I put it in my pocket? No, you gotta hold it in your hand. So I'm like, there's not an enjoyable experience going around that coaster with flipping phone.
Risk it slipping out of my hand and hitting somebody in the face, do I?
It was so weird, but yeah, no, I think they've got a weird problem at that park. And you know what, like Tampa, like
it got to the point. Gwazi is my number 5 overall. It's one of my it's one of the best coasters I've ever ridden. It got to the point where we had the option of, like, after getting a couple of night rides, we had the option of doing one more, and no one wanted
the hell of the ops.
No one wanted to deal with how stupidly slow the queue line moved, because the platform attendants are just bullshitting for no fucking reason whatsoever, and no one wanted to deal with seeing the platform attendants just give zero fucks whatsoever.
Yeah, about
their own performance, about anybody's satisfaction. People waiting in the trains to go, just like can we fucking go? Like, I'm trying to get on another ride.
Yeah,
it's fucking stupid. It is the worst operations crew I've ever seen on a. And I'm not the type to get into the hyperbole and like the superlatives and stuff like that about shit like this. It is the worst operations crew I've ever seen on a thrill coaster.
Wow.
Anywhere. It's the worst.
Let's hope they've changed then since you went. I will report back.
They won't have, because
it was bad
It's
at
hard,
SeaWorld, to be fair.
it's hard to.
his leadership don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like I say, it's hard for me to compare because when we went, it was like a really quiet day. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I
I
think
didn't know.
mine's gonna be like moderate.
Sorry, Mouse Charger. I may have named the wrong bag. I don't know what kind of bag. It was just them small bags with the strap that goes over the shoulder. Like,
They have just tweeted about that they finished installation of the new baby B&M.
Which one?
The
the
B&M invert, right?
the family invert.
Really? They've put it. Wow. Okay.
Wait, yeah, really?
I'll be back in a sec. One sec.
I wonder if that's going to be open by the
He's
time
off to go
I get
check
there.
it out.
He's off. He's gone to Tampa.
I'm off to see.
I
Just
wonder.
gonna
If,
look out my window real quick.
hey, no, but I'm there in June. I'm there in like June 3rd. Like I wonder.
Yeah, don't
if...
expect a pleasant time.
No. No. It's
Oh yeah,
fine.
literally. Just
I got
go
fast pass.
track installation 100%.
Yeah, I got fast pass. I'll be right. I've prepared this time. So it's like
Even then, when you're actually in the train,
oh yeah, for sure.
don't expect a pleasant time until the train is leaving the station.
Yeah, so it's gone over that.
And then you
slow
got to deal with
lift.
a really slow lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm there June 3rd. I wonder if they'll put the trains on before I get there and might see that little invert going round. That'd be cool. That'd be sweet. Tiana's Bayou as well I think it might be opening when I get there, which is
Really?
insane. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I might actually get to go to
No,
a
the
Disney
things I
World
found out
attraction
about that, right?
opening. That'll be like bonkers. Considering I'm staying at Disney anyway, so I'll be able to get Lightning Lane for it or whatever. So, but that'll be insane. But yeah, no, Gwazi, I'm firmly expecting it to take number one, like just for what it does as a coaster.
Yes.
It's,
It's one of those. Like
but
it's
I'm thinking
like it's in that bracket
well.
of it's in that bracket of I-305, Skyrush, Zadra,
Yeah.
like of just like it's trying to kill you.
Do you rank it over Steve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I like Steel Vengeance, but it's to be fair, I need to get back on Steel Vengeance, but I do like Steel Vengeance, but I don't rate it as highly as most people do.
Right. Interesting. Right.
But,
Right. Are we done?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. To be clear, I do like Galaxy's Edge.
No, you're being cancelled. It's
You don't have to
fine. It's already
convince me.
happened.
It's
To be
whoever your
fair,
provider
to be
is.
fair, I do like your little dinosaur ride. So sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Little
And our
dinosaur.
shoulder trying to get cancelled.
John's just trying not
That
to come
was
back next week.
One sec.
But yeah, should we just mention what we're going to talk about next week? We've talked about it offline a little bit.
Don't remember.
Yeah, we'll talk about Universal Great Britain next week.
Oh yeah.
we're going to do
Oh, yeah.
we're going to do a bit of a show on Universal Great Britain next week. We're going to get some facts and go through some ideas and what they're thinking about doing and all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully you'll join us for that next Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that one because I've done a few videos on this on my channel already, but yeah, I'll just do it on the podcast and then we can do clips of it or something. It'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the show, guys. It's been great to have you all. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the start, but yeah.
We made it.
Press.
I'll press
three.
end stream. You do the outro.
Not yet. I'll do the
Sean
outro.
Joe said
Right.
permission to virtually slap you.
What?
No,
Thank you,
I mean,
Bailey.
yeah.
Oh,
That wasn't
incredible.
aimed at Mikhail.
Incredible.
That was aimed at everyone.
Yeah.
All right. See you
Does
later.
that mean we
everyone.
all get permission then?
Bye.
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 Peace.
Bye. Oh, it didn't go. There you go.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Goodbye.